Hello, everyone, and welcome to HCTV Sports as we get set for a matchup here between the Hastings Raiders and the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles here from Todd Field at McNamara Stadium. I'm Owen Ely here with my broadcast partner for the night, Theo Tollefson. Theo, how's it going, buddy?
It's going well, Owen. We're here on senior night for the Hastings Raiders, and they got their honors right before the national anthem was played here. So everyone's here for a special night, especially the seniors, and hoping to really come home with a victory here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's few things that are better than senior night here. As we'll take a look at the Metro East Conference standings. There you can see the Hastings Raiders right in the middle of the conference. Prime matchup ahead of them here tonight in regards to them trying to climb up their overall rankings, but unfortunately not going to do them any good here tonight because this is not a Metro East Conference matchup.
No, and with Bloomington Kennedy obviously being in the Metro West Conference, their current record among conference play is 0-3, but they're 3-4 overall coming into tonight's game. So this should be a balanced matchup for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be a pretty fair and competitive one here. Not the prettiest record for Bloomington Kennedy as we hit the halfway point of the season, but they have won 3 of their last 4. The Raiders have flip-flopped wins and losses since the beginning of the season, which started with a 17-14 win over my alma mater, the Park Wolfpack. So that one stings a little bit.
Personally, for you, yes. But yeah, the Bloomington Kennedy lost their last game on Friday evening against Holy Angels 8-4, so they're coming in trying to not start a losing streak, but Hastings obviously wanted to get their first win streak here of the season.
Absolutely, and outside of homecoming, senior night is probably the most important. Well, I suppose outside of the playoffs, but it's one of the more important nights, and fair amount of seniors on this team, and let's not forget lacrosse is not that old of a sport in the state of Minnesota. A lot of teams, were created right around 2014, 2015, 2016. So we haven't had a whole lot of kids for any team in this state really, work their way through the cycle. So
right,
always special when you can, make it through your 4 years or however many years you spent on the team, however many years you spent on varsity, and to come out here and essentially what is the it's not the last game of the season, but it's
one of the more important ones.
Yeah, in certain ways, it's kind of a culmination of everything you've been working for the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we say it for every sport that we've covered this year, but obviously there's been a litany of challenges for sports teams. The last year, the last semester. But at the midway point of the season, I'm excited to see how this team functions. Everybody should be hitting their stride. We should be seeing solid technical lacrosse here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think with the spring sports, definitely you've seen a lot less cancellations due to health concerns, as you did see in the fall and winter sports as the game starts now.
And we'll immediately get a penalty here. That one's going to be on defenseman John Chorlton, getting a little physical there at the 50-yard line. And looks like Charlton's going to take a knee over in the box. Not exactly how you want to start off the game, but, certainly could be a message sender, not only for the opposing players that this is going to be a physical one, but also, a move to rile up the team.
Right.
And less than 15 seconds into this one, we'll get to see some offense here. We'll get a bounce shot, and that one's going to go careening outside of the corner of the end zone. Now the Eagles pulling back into motion, sending a man up the gut. Pass off over to the near side, now back to the point. That's Joshua Brandt firing one outside into the back of the end zone. And now we'll get to see the Raiders offense here as we'll have a player taking this one essentially coast to coast. That's going to be Zach Schaefer, one of the leading point getters for the Raiders. A pass right up the gut and an early goal here for the Raiders. Assist there from Schaefer, I believe that was Luke Chorlton. getting this game started.
Yeah, good plays there by Charlton, being open and getting a shot right away. No time wasted, and giving the Raiders an early 1-0 lead here.
And that is the 12th goal on the season for Luke Charlton. Always good to get off to an early lead here as we'll get set for another face-off.
Yeah, not even a full minute of playtime, and the Raiders already got their first goal in the first quarter.
Some physical play there from Larimer. Now Larimer in pursuit. We'll have Dozen turning around, spinning, going up the middle. Sends a pass a little too high. Now Nickel. Long pulls it down the center. Here over to the near side, we'll have a player taking a spill. That's Charlton, the goal getter. Now it's John Charlton, cradles, gets pushed down, draws a penalty.
Yep.
And now it looks like we'll have an Eagles player heading to the box, so the man advantage here for Hastings.
Yeah, that looks like number 9, Joshua Brandt, going in the box for the Eagles.
Now the Raiders setting up their offense. Ball directly behind the netminder there for the Eagles, Vermilia. Patient start here. Looking for the opening man. And a turnover. A little underhanded give and a pass back to Vermilia. Now we got an Eagles player passing it up over in front of Bloomington Kennedy's bench. Slipping, losing the ball, recovers his own turnover there. That's Workman. A couple of hard slashes there with a long pull there by Nickel. Now the play really slowing down here. Raiders defense taking its form. We'll have a player slicing his way through and evening this one up. That's Zaire Marshall, just absolutely slicing his way through the Raiders' defense there to score the equalizer.
Yeah, he took his time there, analyzed the field, and see how the defense was lined up, was able to make his way through and score a goal for the Eagles there, making it a 1-1 game now. And we're coming up on the first 3 minutes of play time.
Now once again back here for face-off number 3. This time it's going to be initially won by the Eagles. A couple of players raking it there, and we'll have a player getting tripped up there wanting the foul, and we'll have a yard sale there at the 49-yard line. A stoppage of play here with less than 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, Joseph Workman looking like he fell down looking at the ref there for a minute, expecting for a foul to be called, but not getting that for the Eagles.
So after a little bit of deliberation there from the refs, looks like nobody is heading to the box. The Raiders offense setting up form. Now here on the far side, looking for a centering pass, gets tipped. Some pushing and shoving just outside of the crease. Now pulling back, recovering the rock there for the Raiders was Luke Charlton. Loose ball taken here at the 15. Hagan swings it down low. Another centering pass. We had a cut to the inside of the crease. And a turnover. A little bit of pressure there from some Hastings attack. Vermilia loops that pass over a Raiders attack. Manning receives the cross check, tries to change direction, and forces a pass there out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be off of the stick of a Raiders player. Still the Eagles ball here, 7:50 to go. A couple of hard shoves from the back from Garrett Putnam. Rolling pass recovered there by Workman. Some isolation ball here for the Eagles. And an errant pass, working its way past the 40. Manning gives it back near the logo. Now Brandt working his way around to midi. Fires a low shot, and that one is going to be saved there by the Raiders goaltender.
Yeah, nice save there by the goaltender. Ensuring that this game stays tied here. So the Raiders are going to run across the field and try to go coast to coast.
You know, sometimes it's hard to stop a nice snipe top cheddar as we get a shot attempt there by the Raiders going out of bounds, but oftentimes it's some of those bounce shots that can be the most difficult to gauge.
For sure.
Where that's going to enter the net. Quick inbound and a point blank shot just about a foot to the left of the goal post. Now Vermilia hugging that far side goal post. Man in motion. Once again looking to pass, swings it over. Quick little shot, deflects off of Vermilia. Brilliant setup there and brilliant shot there by Clemens. Just better
Clemens,
goaltending.
the freshman, definitely trying to make an early goal attempt here. Again, give the Raiders back the lead, but, you know, good defense there by the Eagles goalie.
Clemens with a short pass over. Now Schaefer, a little stutter step. One-handed cradle. Shot and or centering pass. Just out of bounds. As we had Charlton trying to race that one down. Now it's 15 on 15 there at Skophammer. An attempted screen there by the Eagles. A pass over to the screen man. Tried to work his way up the gut, closed off by two Raiders midfielders. Once again, Eagles pulling back, passing it to the center. Three-man motion there, passing it to the open guy, slinging that one. And the Eagles will take the lead off of the goal there from Zaire Marshall, his second of the game.
Marshall's wasting no time if he sees an open shot, and, you know, he's going to, I think this is something we're going to keep seeing from him throughout the rest of the game. So the Raiders definitely want to keep an eye on Marshall as the rest of the game continues here. Although it's still early, it's only a 2-1 lead now for the Kennedy Eagles.
Yeah, definitely tough to leave a shooter like that open on the side, and he just wound up on that one and whipped it in. So we'll see how the Raiders respond here off of the face-off. Workman on the face-off for the Eagles. Pulling it back. We'll call that a win. A little bit of a horse collar there with a midi pull. And now we have an Eagles player just screaming his way down the field, loses the ball, pulls it back towards some reinforcements. And once again, just a player streaking down the middle, a little shove, a bounce pass. And that one hitting off the back netting. And now play continuing, still Kennedy's ball. Half-hearted screen there by Haffel Zastro. Eagles content to stay here at distance. We'll get a motion here from Hafel Zastro. Fires off a shot. Dangerous one. And Sweeney just got his stick head up on that one, not allowing that to find its way in.
Oh, that was a great save there by Sweeney.
Pass intercepted. Pulled up by, looks like a defender who gets hit from the side. You got to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, no flag being called on that one, and I think that's frustrating the Eagles players right now.
Well, the Raiders certainly have been a little more physical here in this one.
And I think that's the second time. Well, now they're definitely getting a flag called.
And that's going to be Schaefer going to the box.
He knew it right away, so.
You know, you do get a little mugged there getting closed off by 2 defenders, but you can't retaliate and have something like that happen and now put your team down a man.
Right. Unfortunately, you know, the Eagles still haven't scored any more goals yet. It's still a 2-1 game, but yeah, anytime you're down a man on the field, that's definitely going to hurt your chances of being able to come back.
And certainly the referee might catch you the first time you do something, but, you know, it's the old saying, you know, the second person to do something always gets caught.
Right.
You're really not going to slip one past a referee.
No.
Well, now the Raiders playing a tighter defense here. Collapsing, the shot deflected off of somebody.
Didn't even get close to the goal.
And the ball might have stayed in play, but I guess they're going to call that one out of play. I think they were using the wrong line on that one.
Yeah, definitely were, and it's just interesting to see if this is going to still remain an Eagles ball. And it will.
And that is the advantage of playing a tighter defense. You know, it's just like hockey. You know, the more people you crowd right in front of the net, the lower the chances of the ball finding its way in there. Although somebody is going to have to take one for the team.
Right.
Now, once again, the Eagles here on the attack. Less than 3 minutes to go. That one's going to be scooped towards midfield. And scooped on sides there by an attack. Brilliant play there. Swings it down. Man advantage. Got a little breakaway there. And the shot just not finding a home on that one as it goes out of the opposite corner.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for the Raiders on that one because there was barely any defense down there. So practically just had to find a way past the goalie to get a good shot in. But, you know, luck was not on his side that time.
Chorlton really showing off the moves there, but couldn't get too close to the crease on that one. Now pulling back to the point. Little ISO screen. Back to Chorlton. A little bit of space given there to Chorlton. Now, once again, back at the point. A couple of players vying for the ball there. Now spinning around with possession is Manning. Manning whipped from behind. That's why you got to cradle, young man. Now Manning flings it over. A lot of whips there from Raiders players as we'll get a whistle here with a minute 57 to go. Looks like we'll have a timeout called here on the field. Well, there's still plenty of game to be played here, but rather low-scoring affair.
Yeah, and you know, that could be a good thing or a bad thing to start. And we'll just see how that plays out. I mean, there's only about 2 minutes of game time left here in the first quarter, so we'll see how this works into the Raiders' advantage. If they can at least come away tied with the little time remaining, that'll set them well for the second quarter.
Well, short timeout there. All the players heading back onto the field. Can see the shadows on the field getting a little bit longer. Sun's still probably going to be up for a while, though.
Yeah, pretty much sunset at 8:30 tonight.
Well, I hope we're not still calling this game at 8:30.
I wouldn't count on it, but just so you know, if it does go until then, we still have daylight.
Now back to the action here. Like we said, less than 2 minutes to go here. Raiders been spending a lot of time on defense. A little bounce shot, and that one, once again, going off into the corner. Now back to action. A lot of space there in front of the net. Look at the shot whipped. Might have bounced off of the shin of Sweeney. Players lining up there at the 50. Ball doesn't roll that far. Now it's Brandt working his defender back. Cuts to the inside and almost works his way fully around. We'll get a little golf shot there. And once again, that one's going to go just out of bounds. A lot of space, and
that one's going to get in.
A little too much space there, as now Bloomington Kennedy is going to advance this lead to 3-1. Goal there by Joseph Workman. Just can't let the defender, or the attack blow past you like that one, especially when you're so close to the crease. He's not going to cut to the inside. The only way you can go is to the outside. And, you know, if you're a goaltender, there's really not a whole lot you can do there. A point-blank shot is almost always going to go in favor of the shooter.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, there's still a minute and 7 seconds left of play time, so maybe Hastings can cut this deficit into just a one-point difference with the little time that is remaining. We'll see if they win the face-off here.
And so I believe every face-off except for the first 2 face-offs were won by the Eagles. Now the Raiders, a real sense of urgency here. Pass just bouncing a little before he expected that one. That was Alex Thompson.
That pass just going a little too far.
Well, the player entering the game picks that one up, working his way around Hinderscheid. Tripped up from behind.
Yep, they're calling a flag on that one. Whistle still hasn't been blown yet.
Yeah, possession staying here with the Eagles. 25 seconds to go. Maybe one last push here, and now we will get the whistle on the field.
Pausing the clock at 20 seconds left here in the first quarter. It looks like that's Keel Hinderscheid heading into the box for the Raiders.
Well, the Raiders certainly have been down a man here this evening. I believe that's their 3rd or 4th penalty of the game.
I want to say the 3rd, yeah.
Still a lot of game left to be played, but you could ill afford to allow a goal here right before the end of this half.
Well, 10 seconds left. It looks like the Eagles are just going to kill the clock, but I could be wrong.
Well, that's definitely a interesting strategy there, not to take the final shot, but either way, we'll reach the end of the first half. Wouldn't say a commanding 3-1 lead, but given the way this one is scoring, but given the way that they're scoring here tonight, goals might come at a premium. So reach the end of the first quarter. Little break here for both teams. Any advice that you would give the Raiders for coming out for the second quarter?
Just hold off a little bit on the aggressive play, just so you don't have another 3 guys in the penalty box throughout this next quarter, because that's what kind of hurt them a bit in this first quarter. I'm sorry. So hold up a little bit on the plays. Try to get the Eagles players to do what they were doing and get the flags pulled on them, because they only had 1 penalty the entire first quarter. So I think that's the big difference here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they choose to react here. For me, everything comes back defensively for the Raiders. I think offensively, I like what they're doing. Obviously only 1 goal, but I think I think if they keep doing what they're doing, they'll score some goals. It's just time of possession certainly is with the Eagles. So you got to cut down defensively. You got to cut down on time of possession, and then just keep your head on a swivel more, and try to make your feet a little bit quicker, because we have seen some of these forwards for the Eagles kind of blow past some of these defenders, and then if you don't do your assignment, that makes everybody else's assignment that much harder, and that's when goals get allowed.
Exactly. So yeah, it looks like everyone's heading back onto the field, at least for the Eagles, and Raiders will be along shortly, and we'll get the second quarter started here pretty soon.
Well, and now both teams flipping sides, so if it did matter in the first quarter, the Raiders not on the good side of the field anymore.
Well, it's better for us, just in terms of our perspective. We get a clearer view of Hastings' defense this time than we do from the other side, at least in this press box.
I'm just happy we're allowed in the press box.
Yeah, we haven't been in up here in a long while.
I'd figure they'd just send us up to the roof.
Nah, St. Lacrosse.
Well, we're back to action here in the start of the second quarter. Pass might have bounced off of a Raiders player there, staying in the possession of the Eagles. A dangerous cross crease pass.
And that one's going out. The Raiders' possession.
Now a long inbound pass, cleanly fielded there by Luke Chorlton. Nice pass up. Looks like they had the Eagles defense on their heels. Everybody converging right in front of the crease. Ball kind of working its way towards the wrong side of the field for Bloomington Kennedy. And now we got a defender there switching sides, a little underhanded pass forward. Skophammer is going to lose the ball. Now Chorlton wasting no time, thought about cutting in, pulls it back. Well, that's the offense set up here. Defender pressuring him a little bit, a couple of quick passes, the shot.
No good, and that's going to roll back to the net.
Now Hastings once again in that familiar formation. A couple of players switching sides there on the back end. John Chorlton now walking it back to the 30. Finds the open man down low just past the goal line extended. Solid, patient approach here from this Raiders offense that didn't really do so hot with the time of possession in the first quarter. Kind of swarming the goaltender, Vermilya. Now a pass up the middle. Skophammer just kind of gliding through a bunch of Raiders there. Little shove from behind.
That one's definitely a flag called on it.
Yet another frustration penalty here for the Raiders that is not super necessary. So there we'll have Colin Durkop taking a knee over in the box. Raiders probably sitting at about 50% on the penalty kill here this evening. And now a wide umbrella offense set up here. The pass down low. It's blocked by the goaltender, Sweeney. Picks that one up. We had a defender there, Garrett Putnam, in the vicinity. And we'll just get a Gilman down the field. Scooped up there by Alex Thompson. Now Thompson in full stride. Puts on the spin move, fires the shot. And he's going to cut this lead in half. Now a 3-2 game for the Eagles off of the goal from Alex Thompson.
Yeah, great maneuvering there by Thompson to get a good attempt in and making it a 1-point game.
And that's absolutely what they needed. And I couldn't tell if there still was a player in the box there, so it might have even been a shorthanded goal for Hastings.
I believe they were still in the box and they're out now. And now we're at 9 minutes and 2 seconds left of gameplay here in the second quarter. So there's definitely plenty of time for much more to happen, and at least for the Raiders to tie this game up and hopefully prevent the Eagles from getting another point before that happens.
And I'd love to see a little more of that, a little more slippery play from some of the attack on the Raiders, because it seems like the Raiders are winning this game physically, although obviously that has cost them at times. But the Eagles aren't exactly making these players pay for it physically when they get near the crease. They're not cross-checking super hard or super often, as we'll get that pass intercepted by the goaltender Vermiglia. Going coast to coast there, Dosen. Now there's some pressure there. That's exactly what the Eagles need to be doing defensively. Having the physical play there of Ben McKinney. And to the Raiders' credit, they haven't really allowed anything right up the gut. A lot of the explosive scoring plays for the Eagles have really come just down low and to the sides. Really nothing has been given up the middle.
Right, and that's their advantage right now, especially on defense. So we'll see if that continues here. And a nice save there by Sweeney.
Yeah, that shot absolutely whipped by Joshua Brandt, putting down a howitzer there. Long pass right in front of the net. And just wasn't fielded cleanly. A little shove from behind.
Looks like no penalty called on that yet.
It's a little,
not at all.
Little surprising there. I mean, wasn't super blatant or super hard, but I feel like we've seen that go the other way here
for sure
tonight. Now Thompson with the centering pass. That one recovered from behind. No chance to recover. And this one is tied up. We'll get a goal there from Luke Charlton, his second of the game and his 13th of the season. Now the momentum has really swung the Raiders' way here.
And that's what they needed to start off the second quarter. And, 7.5 minutes left to go. And the game's all tied up, so this might be the best opportunity for them to try to run away with the lead, just given how their, offensive charge has been for the past few minutes.
And that was just great positioning there from Charlton. I mean, how many times tonight have we seen a shot happen and it just roll off into the netting because nobody's behind it? There was no chance for the goaltender to even recover, and then once you're basically sitting on top of them, I mean, it's not a whole lot you can do.
Right. Looks like the Eagles will win that face-off there.
Yeah, the Raiders going ice cold from the face-off. Now a forced turnover. Working his way up the middle, Nickel. Swatted at from behind. Now another turnover forced there, this time by Zaire Marshall. He's got 2 goals in this one. Definitely somebody to watch out for there, number 23.
Yeah, and both his goals have been impressive so far, wasting no time when he's got possession, only 20 yards away from the goal. And he just charges right in, barely needing to make any passes.
And obviously lacrosse is very much a team sport, and unfortunately we don't have the stats for Bloomington Kennedy.
Yeah, we don't really have much in the stat line for either team tonight, more so Raiders than Bloomington.
Shot and a great low save there by Sweeney, raking that one and recovering it. But when you look at the leading point getters and goal scorers for the Raiders, there's certainly a couple of usual suspects, and I'd have to imagine for the Eagles that Marshall probably gets a lot of their goal scoring done this season.
Oh yeah, I would definitely have to speculate the same.
Or maybe this is just his breakout game and, he's really coming out of his shell.
Yeah, it could be. Either way. Unfortunately, we just don't know.
Less than 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Got the stop there from Vermilya. Pass going a little long, just kept in the field of play there by Schaefer. We'll just have a one-man sub here for Hastings. Pass down low on the far side to the goal line extended. Now a lot of space given there for Chorlton. Over to Thompson. Thompson trying to spin around. Solid defense there as he gets the double team. And we will get a whistle here from the far side referee. Looks like somebody lost their mouthpiece. That was Reese Prelwitz.
Yeah, definitely something you need to have playing this game.
Yeah, you would hate to. I mean, you do have the little face cage, but, you know, you'd hate to take a lacrosse ball to the head.
I mean, I've had my chipped teeth in my days, but definitely not from lacrosse.
I was at practice once for the Wolfpack, and somebody decided to fling a lacrosse ball about 60 yards down the field when nobody was looking, just in the middle of you know, people switching out, and I took it right in the belly button.
Ooh, I mean, there's worse spots to have it be hit, but yeah, that does not sound fun.
It was not very fun, but that is true, and I did not wear all the required protective equipment, if you catch my drift. So definitely,
right.
Probably good I took it in the stomach. Now the Raiders bounce shot just over the top of the crossbar.
Well, if we're gonna keep with, you know, sports injury stories, in one of my last baseball games played, I was scoring from third onto home, and right as I scored, the catcher of the opposing team decided to throw the ball from behind the plate. It hit the backstop and hit me right in the throat.
Ooh.
So I had seam marks on my neck, right on my Adam's apple for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, there's not a lot of give to a Adam's apple.
No, I mean I was out of breath. I couldn't even breathe for a good 30 seconds there.
Did it affect your voice at all?
No, my voice dropped when I was very young, so it's pretty much the same.
We'll get a swinging shot there. Another stop there from Vermilya, really turning up the play here in the second quarter. Now we had a player getting sandwiched.
Yeah, he's looking like he's gonna just fine, but I don't know if I saw a flag thrown there on that play.
No, I don't believe one was thrown. Looks like we'll have a timeout here. And that's exactly what you want to see from the Raiders. Not a physical play that's going to draw a penalty, not a retaliation play, but, you know, this is the beauty of boys lacrosse as opposed to girls lacrosse, and something that the Raiders are doing a good job of here is, you know, anytime a player wants to go somewhere in prime real estate, like trying to escape right up the middle, you make him pay for it. There's a price to be paid anywhere you go. You want to get near the crease? Well, you might get a shot off and you might score, but you are definitely going to get decked. And
yeah,
I like that style of play from the Raiders because, you know, when you're getting hit, it really makes you think about whether or not you want to get that close to the net if you're an Eagles attack, knowing that you got some of those big defenders waiting to smack you.
Absolutely. So yeah, we got 3.5 minutes left here of gameplay in the second quarter before we head into halftime. So still a tied game. We'll see if one of these teams can, you know, get a break and score for themselves, and the Raiders are certainly keeping up their defense as well as the Eagles, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, we got a bunch of fans there.
Looks like the student section for the Raiders.
Got someone wearing a Patrick Kane jersey. I can't see who number 10 is, but
Johnson, I believe.
It looks to be Johnson. I couldn't think of who, unless it's a custom-made jersey.
Could be. It's a common name.
Somebody better tell that young man he's at the wrong sport. This isn't a hockey game. Although there are a lot of, as we'll get
like a flag was thrown there. I don't know if it's going to be on the Raiders or.
Yeah, it looks like it's on the Raiders since play is continuing here.
It's a 3-man defense on number 4 there for the Eagles, and it looks like there were a few shoves. as they're not holding back.
And he's just working his way through the defense there, pulling back was Dosen. And now they can really just kind of take their time here. Working his way past a double team on an ISO. Goaltender Sweeney looking for the ball. Now there's just Hurd ball. That one's going to get kicked. Sweeney coming all the way out of his net. He better work his way back. We got a yard sale for Marshall as the ball goes out of bounds. But that was quite the throw by the referee. You just saw that one arcing. I thought he kicked it like a field goal.
Yeah.
But before all that commotion, I was going to say there is, you know, even though that young man is wearing the wrong sport jersey, there is quite the pipeline from hockey players to the lacrosse team. Just given, you know, it's
similarities.
Yeah, it's basically land hockey.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the spring now, so you know there's no hockey going on.
Yeah, no outdoor ice rinks like there are commonly across the state every winter. So definitely a easy transition sport where you can still keep the same skill set going. Obviously, just the skating part is the huge difference.
Yeah, I mean it really is. Field's a little bit bigger, but basically the same thing. That
nice
shot
save
just whipped. That might have hit Sweeney in the body. He might have felt that one. Another one whipped, and Sweeney's just getting a
back-to-back there. Just really nice saves.
The positioning of the head of his stick on some of these saves he's made tonight is just stellar.
Yeah.
Little bounce pass going past Chorlton.
I think that one's gonna. Ooh.
And Chorlton's not happy about that one. Neither are the coaches.
Yeah. Fan section, bench. Players on the field were definitely not happy with that one.
And another penalty flag thrown. That flag was thrown from the 10-yard line to the 30-yard line. Might have been.
There's a second one thrown there. So I missed the first one, but I definitely caught the second one, and I think that's going to definitely be on the Raiders. But what that first one was about, I don't know.
That referee on the far side has a cannon. I don't know what he's doing here reffing a lacrosse game. Should be pitching for the St. Paul Saints or something.
Well, he probably would do better than most of the Twins bullpen right now. They could use him.
Yeah, send them over to Detroit.
Well, they're in Chicago now. That series is over.
Shows how closely I follow baseball. And now we'll have two players to the box, so that is quite the blow for the Raiders.
I missed that first one, but I definitely figured the second penalty flag was called on the Raiders.
I don't know what the second one was called for. I would have to imagine that the first one was probably an unsportsmanlike conduct of some sort.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, just from what I was seeing. But yeah, I definitely missed that first one. I couldn't tell you.
I mean, I think he definitely kept it in, and you got to respect someone going all out to keep the ball in. But I've never seen somebody plead with the referee and have it work out. Just a long 80-yard pass,
and it worked.
Sets up the goal there from Thompson. Second goal of the night. They're going to take the lead here 4-3 with 81 seconds to go.
And you got two players in the penalty box. While that happens, that's huge.
A double short-handed goal for the Raiders off of what had to be an 80-yard assist.
We just got this update from our director that the HCTV will be carrying tomorrow night's Saints game versus the Iowa Cubs at 7 p.m., the home opener for the St. Paul Saints. Their first home opener as a AAA affiliate since 1960, I believe.
Wow, how about that? Big time here for HCTV. I mean, I'm not going to say Hastings Community Television is big time now that you and I are here, but I'm just saying you and I come here and now they're covering Saints games. I mean, that's no coincidence.
They're picking them up.
Well, picking them up, you know what I mean? Either way, you know, I don't know, maybe a pay raise for you and me.
I wouldn't count on it right away.
Nah, I wouldn't count on it either. In fact, probably a pay decrease. Well, now we have only one player in the box here for the Raiders. Less than 60 seconds to go here before halftime.
I think we're definitely going to see the Eagles waste no time and try to at least tie this game before this quarter's over, unlike last time, where they just kind of killed the clock. Now it looks like that move, as the first quarter went to an end, didn't really work for them.
No, I mean, if nothing happens, you can't expect anything to happen, so I don't really know what they were thinking there. But, yeah, I don't think they'll be as tentative to shoot here in the remaining 30. High pass kept there by Brandt. Looking to work his way up the middle. Little push from behind causes a loose ball. Now Chorlton getting absolutely mobbed by 3 players.
Definitely a lot more aggressive play happening right now, Shevin. No penalties called yet.
Plenty of full-handed whips there from Mitchell Luma. And a shove, and it looks like we might have, I mean, how many penalties would you say this is for Hastings now? I mean, 9?
7, 8. But yeah, it also looks like one's gotten pulled on the Eagles as well. No? Sending someone to the bench? Nope, it's
just a sub.
It's mainly just been the Raiders getting penalties. I think the Eagles are still only have the 1 from the first quarter.
I mean, that's, you know, you scored on a double shorthand. I wouldn't count on doing that again, but, you know, that's certainly something that's going to have to be cleaned up here by the Raiders. You can't afford to be down a man.
Right. I mean, there's 7 seconds left, so yeah, they're just going to let the clock run, it looks like. Now it's down to 3.
Yeah, I don't, maybe they call a timeout here.
That might be the case.
Get your best 3-second play.
No, it's still 7 seconds, so yeah, definitely a timeout here called.
Well, just trying to find your best equalizer. I don't know what's going to get it done for you in 7 seconds.
Right.
I mean, like I said earlier, they had a lot of success kind of driving in towards the side of the net, but with 7 seconds to go, it's probably just going to have to be a quick assist, and then somebody's just going to have to whip it in. Maybe we'll see what they pull out here. It looks like Marshall's going to be on the field, so that's probably I'd probably highlight number 23 if I had a little telestrator here. And again, the Raiders probably sitting at about 40% on the penalty kill. So not too bad, but they have allowed a goal or two off of the man advantage, and you'd hate to see a little frustration play there result in this game being tied going into halftime. 3 seconds to go here. They're just going to have to get off a shot here, and they're not. So with that, we've reached halftime here. It's going to be a 4-3 lead for the Hastings Raiders over the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles. Theo, any closing thoughts here before we send this one to halftime?
Well, I just hope that the Raiders come back from halftime, you know, lightening up on their aggressive play so they don't get their double-digit penalties coming into the second half of this game.
Yeah, I would have to second that notion there. I think that's definitely something they're going to have to clean up here. So with that, we'll send it to halftime here on HCTV Sports. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to HCTV Sports as we get set to return from halftime for this lacrosse game between the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles and the Hastings Raiders. I'm Owen Ely here with the broadcast partner for the evening, Theo Tollefson, as we'll take a look here at the Metro West Conference standings. There you can see Bloomington Kennedy still looking for their first conference win of the season. Obviously not going to find it here in this non-conference game, but pretty good in the non-conference, 3-1. So
yeah, 3-1 definitely shows that they can handle things on the road pretty much in its non-conference play as we start here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we're back to action here. The Eagles on the offense. That one tipped by somebody with a long pole. Now spinning around, working his way forward. Nickel. Long pass down low. Couldn't quite get it.
Barely missed it. Yeah, just right on the corner and couldn't get it in.
That was Thompson there, just couldn't quite get the ball in the head of the stick. Was positioned nicely there on the goaltender, Vermiglia. Now a pass there, not connecting the other way for the Eagles. That one scooped up midair, flung downfield just a little too high for Thompson. Now a little underhanded pass, and again, sloppy passing here by both teams to start the second half. Chorlton sends it up for Hinderscheid. Hagen with the pass, down low. Now a good deal of motion here from the Raiders. Thompson at the GLE, pulling up.
That pass just a little too far into the sunlight.
I couldn't quite tell if that one was tipped or just a little too much mustard there.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be having more impact from sunlight as it goes down and takes up a good chunk of the field, and you're looking directly in it, and obviously not a game where you wear sunglasses unlike baseball or softball. So the sun's definitely going to play effect on the Raiders, at least defensively. They have that advantage right now. It's not going to be their offensive problem.
Yeah, and I guess you just got to hope that by the time you flip sides for the next quarter that the sun's not as big of a problem, as we'll just have an absolute missile.
Pretty much hit the goalpost there.
It was Chorlton there on the shot. Now that one just absolutely whipped, and that one
almost
is off into traffic.
Bed. Definitely almost hit the truck bed.
Almost had a couple of cars coming.
They had to stop there for a second.
Well, there's a lot of...
I think it's in the Walgreens parking lot now.
Yeah, I think it might be in Prescott right now.
Well, no, probably not.
Yeah, probably. And we'll get that one whipped foul.
Post. Staying in the stadium at least.
Well, that's a plus. I mean, there's plenty of challenges driving down Main Street. You got to watch out for pedestrians and other cars, but you don't exactly think about, well, a crossball.
No, definitely not.
Thompson from the corner, and the Raiders are just teeing off here on some of these shots. I suppose it's a good strategy when Vermillion is going to be looking straight into the waning sun.
Yeah, take full advantage of that while you can and try to get as many attempts and hopefully land a few goals in there.
Chorlton with a short pass. Now back to Chorlton and just whips a... I mean, that must have been a shot. I don't think he would pass it that hard, but either way, that one goes past Thompson.
I think it was past, just seeing how it was lined up, so... Yeah, that'll happen.
Well, now the first time in a long time, it's going to be Eagles' possession. See what they can get going here at the 9-minute mark. A pass connects at the center field logo.
I guess the advantage for the Raiders right now, especially on defense, is, you know, the goalie's in the shade. Sweeney doesn't have to have that sun effect unlike the Eagles goalie right now.
Now it's Workman getting shoved. Almost turns that one over. It's going to be scooped up by Sweeney. Long pass. It's going to connect with Jackson Schiller, passing it forward. Now Thompson backhands it in.
Nice.
Holy smokes, a highlight level goal there from Alex Thompson. Going behind the back.
Absolutely. Takes full advantage of it. Of course, not as much sunlight for the distraction, but, you know, the goal was wide open. He did a trick shot, and it paid off, making it a 5-3 lead now for the Raiders.
And that is a hat trick for Thompson. That's going to be his 26th goal of the year. All that kid knows how to do is score goals.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets a few more before this evening's over. Got 8 minutes, 23 seconds left of gameplay here in the third quarter. And whistle's already being blown at the start. Looks like we might get a flag thrown. And we do.
Yeah, a bit of a late one there. And we had Marshall trying to line up the equalizer there. That would have been a hat trick for Marshall.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a Raiders player is going to be put back in the box as one of the Eagles is limping off the field, at least on his own power.
Yeah, and that's going to be Workman who has the goal here this evening. Well, again, despite some of these penalty troubles for the Raiders, they do find themselves sitting a little comfortably here in a low-scoring game with a 2-goal lead. But, again, you know, that's going to come back to bite you at some point.
Yeah, it could be now, especially with Marshall having the ball.
Yeah, that is the one guy who, if he comes anywhere near that crease, needs to be immediately double-teamed. And he's going to fire that shot.
Miss. Fortunate for the Raiders.
And Marshall's not happy. He's kind of pleading his case to somebody. And again, it's kind of like basketball when you have a star player where you say, I'm okay with getting beat. It's just not going to be by this guy. You know, if he passes it off for an assist and they score, then so be it. But it just can't come from that guy, number 23.
Right, exactly.
Now the Eagles were feigning crashing the net on that one, passing it back on the outer side of this circle. Now there's Marshall, winds up for that one, and Marshall gets his hat trick, cuts the lead in half here. 5-4 game still in favor of the Raiders.
Yeah, and at least they had that extra cushion of 2-point lead, and that's now cut down to 1. So Raiders still have possession of the lead. It's just maintaining it now and trying to add more cushion to it.
Well, and I hate to oversimplify it, but, you know, at this point, it's just going to come down to can Thompson score more goals, or can Marshall score more goals? Because really, they're just going back and forth and trading goals.
Yeah, and the other X factor in that all is, like, can the Raiders hold off on getting more penalties called against them? I think that would also be a determining factor in the 7.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter and the fourth quarter entirely.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Back to the face-off. Raiders have gone ice cold from the face-off circle. And I'm going to say nobody won that one.
Yeah, that one's a toss-up.
But the possession is going to be taken eventually here by Bloomington Kennedy. Now there's Marshall. Nice little swim move over to the inside. A lot of space. Pulling it back. We'll get a sub in here for the Eagles. Brady Nickel defending on Marshall, giving him some space. Marshall doesn't come in, sends it over to Brandt. Now a screen set for Brandt. Gets a little space there. Schiller directly behind the net. Goaltender coming out for that one. And they might have had something there as Sweeney was working his way back in, but the pass was not fielded cleanly there by Hafel Zastro.
That one falling right out in the open.
Got to watch out on that shove from behind. And we'll have a player coming in a little bit late there at the end of the play. That's Ben McKinney.
No fouls called there against the Raiders.
Well, that's certainly an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Manning tried a swim move there, hit with a cross check. Now Manning some space, winds up for a shot, a little bounce pass, a couple of feet to the left. Possession going here to the Hastings Raiders. Now it's Marshall getting in close. We got the pass back to the goaltender, Sweeney. Now a pass right in front of the Raiders bench. We'll have Charlton curling to the outside. Strong left-handed curl. Shoving there by a Eagles defender. Now almost a double team. That one popped in the air. Charlton trying to seek that one. Gets tripped up. Staying here. Thompson gets it.
That one over past. Good pass, and they get one in.
Scoring it essentially from the goal line extended. Not a whole lot of room there on the angle, but
The goaltender wasn't even there. It was a wide open shot, and the Raiders took full advantage of it, and now they extend that lead to another 2-point lead, just what they needed.
And I believe that was Chorlton on the goal, so that's going to be a hat trick for John Chorlton. Or excuse me, that might be the first goal for John Chorlton. I think there might have been two for Luke Chorlton.
Yes, that's correct. Luke Jordan there too.
So I guess we'll call that a hat trick for Chorlton's, but first goal for John. One heck of a running back and linebacker on this field during the fall.
Yeah, football's another sport you can easily transition lacrosse to. I mean, obviously, you don't have all the lineups that you see in a football game, but, you know, the hard contact, the passing game.
Well, you definitely kind of saw some of that from Chorlton in those recent sequences, you know, just having that strong body, not getting pushed over, just kind of bullying his way down low towards the crease.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like now the sun isn't really going to play too much effect on the players.
No, pretty much going to be evened up here. Nice little swim move, firing that one down low. Could have deflected off of Sweeney. Either way, Sweeney really lights out here in this one. It's Marshall coming in from the far side, gives it over to his teammate Dosen. Got a player looking to wind up for a shot. And just goes around the world here. That's Workman, who's back out on the field. Brandt, short little stutter step and goes 5-hole there on Sweeney. So both of these teams really just trading back and forth goals. Now just a 1-point lead here for the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, again, that 2-point cushion is helping the Raiders out here a lot, but at the same time, the Eagles are finding a way to answer back and at least close the gap on the lead. And there's 4 minutes left in gameplay of this quarter. So still plenty of time for the Raiders or the Eagles to either tie this game up or extend their lead. So we'll see what happens here at this face-off.
Well, it's going to have to happen here for the Raiders can win this one. A little bit of a tie-up. Got a player come screaming in there for Hastings. That was Ethan Hagan. Now a recovery. Tried to swim over the top of a player and lost the ball.
Yeah, that push on the Eagles player definitely helped the Raiders keep possession and somewhat win that face-off.
Now Thompson down low. Not a lot of space. Maybe trying a one-handed swim. Now the ball here with Bloomington Kennedy. Christensen over to his teammate. Almost back to Christensen, taken by Chorlton. Works his way to the outside. That was really looking to pass to a teammate. A couple of subs coming in here for Hastings. Now down to Thompson, a little too hot. A race. Thompson tried to play the body. Works out for him. Comes screaming in to the back of the net. And a high pass just going out of bounds off of the stick of John Chorlton. Handful of subs for both teams. Pass connecting with the dangerous Marshall.
Yeah, and he couldn't complete that pass to his teammate. A little long shot, and then it gives the Raiders the advantage to take the ball back.
Now a long 70-yard pass, 2-on-1, a little bit of a breakaway. And another goal here for the Raiders. That's Thompson scoring his 4th goal of the game, giving them back that 2-point bubble.
Yeah, the Eagles aren't really doing the best defensively on Thompson, and he's getting those opportunities to get open and get those shots in.
Well, you know what they say in this media market about a 2-point lead. That's one of the most dangerous leads you can have in all of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Proven to be true here for the Raiders as they're just kind of going back, scoring goals, up 1, up 2. Offense has really picked up in the third quarter.
Yep, 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go.
And I'm sure we'll have a furious onslaught here from the Eagles. A little swim pulling it back all the way back to the 40. It's Brandt looking to hit a teammate in stride. Does so with Jack Manning. Now down low to Marshall. Marshall gets around a defender, and he's stripped from behind. That could have been real dangerous, but a great defensive play there by Owen Glade.
And they're pushing him out of bounds. Marshall wasting no time. So it looks like it'll stay. No, they're giving the possession to the Eagles on that one.
Yeah, I guess just kind of forced him out. And
surprised no flag got called on the Eagles there with that one. Looked like for a second they were going to knock him over into the Raiders bench.
And it looks like we will have a timeout here with less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And how about junior defenseman Owen Glade? I mean, I guess when you're named Owen, all you do is make big-time plays. That's just kind of how it is, you know, in every facet of life. Yeah, it just comes with the name. You know, he's out there representing all the Owens. As a fellow Owen, I respect that.
I'll have to get that around to my cousin Owen, even though he's only 7. No, he just turned 8.
Oh, there you go. I think that's old enough to join the clan of Owens. We can
maybe give it another year.
Yeah, that's probably smart. We'll bring him into our weekly Owen meetings.
Sounds good. Are you guys going to have a battle of the Owens like there was a battle of the Joshes not too long ago?
I saw that. That is pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. A Facebook group created just with all these guys named Josh. They all meet up in Omaha, Nebraska, bring pool noodles just to duel it out. It's pretty, just, you know, nice little thing going on. Brings a smile to people.
Yeah, for sure. The power of the internet.
Yes.
No, we're much more. Well, I wouldn't say much more, but you know, we're lovers. We're not fighters. You know, we're tight knit. So we don't.
All right, fair enough.
No battle of the Owens.
Not yet, at least.
Wow. Yeah, give it time. I mean, you know.
Somebody's gonna come in and try to rile things up. All right. It looks like all players are coming back on the field here. So, minute 46 left here to go in the third quarter.
And the possession was given to Hastings off of the timeout, winding up on a shot there. That was a little off-speed shot there.
Yeah, just a little to the right of the goal. Possession will remain with the Raiders.
John Chorlton there lining up at the 15, walking it back. We'll have a man cutting to the middle and to the outside. That was Hinderscheid. Now Chorlton working his way around, fires the shot, and just kind of halts there off of Vermilya.
Yeah, good save there by Vermilya.
And, you know, I got to say, you know, he's given up 7 goals, which, you know, is pretty good in most games. But, you know, pretty good performance from Vermilya. None of the goals he's allowed have been, you know, anything less than a B+.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, still somewhat low-scoring game, but there's still a full quarter left and 50 seconds left in this one. And Marshall gets another one in.
And he draws a penalty as well off of the late hit.
Yeah, one of the Raiders players got their stick down on his legs as he took a shot. And works out well for the Eagles. And again, the Raiders have that 1-point cushion, but this is where it's getting a little, you know, uncomfortable in the sense that, you know, especially when Marshall gets possession for the ball of the Eagles, you know. You can score, shorten that lead, and cause it a little discomfort.
Well, yeah, I mean, you talk about how important the 2-point cushion is. I mean, you know, it's not something you can always count on because, you know, you're going back and forth trading goals here. I mean, all it takes is for them to dip when you thought they were going to dive, and now it's a tie game. You know, you can't really expect to just keep up with this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's 4 goals for Marshall, so he matches the 4 goals for Thompson. And that is just someone you You just can't let him beat you. He's got really quick feet, but anytime there's any space, if there's an unimpeded shot to the net, he's going to take it, and he is definitely a sniper. A couple of players coming out for both teams. Now Brandt holding on to possession. Dosen down the middle. A shot just absolutely whipped. Left-handed shot there from Joshua Brandt. Already has a goal tonight. Misses on that one.
Yeah, that miss is a huge one for the Raiders. You know, there's only 20-some seconds left now in the third quarter. And the game could have been tied just on that one, but now it's not.
Heavy pressure there from Luma. Almost intercepted the pass back to the goaltender. That would have been a surefire goal for the Eagles. Pass just going out of bounds there for Hastings. 7 seconds to get something done here before the end of the third quarter for Bloomington Kennedy. And we'll end the third quarter off in the corner. So both teams will head to their respective benches. 7-6 lead for the Raiders over the Eagles. Well, just 12 minutes of regulation left in this one. Game definitely picking up in pace in the last 12 minutes.
Yeah, not much time is going to be wasted here, and I think, you know, if the Raiders can have one quarter in this game where the penalties aren't getting to them, this is definitely the one where they need it, especially with how close the game has been kept by the Eagles, and right now they're going into the final quarter with 1 point lead. We'll see if they can either extend that or if it'll be kept the same.
Well, and again, you don't want to flip-flop goals, but there is that, one goal advantage. So, if something weird does happen, you still have that lead. But really, it's going to be a close game the last 12 minutes. There's no doubt about that. So really what you have to do if you're the Raiders, you're just going back and forth, trading punch for punch. You just need to win one moment that you didn't expect to win. Because if they can score 2 goals instead of going 1 and then allowing a goal, put yourself up by a real 2 or 3 goal margin, then it's really on the Eagles to make something happen. The pressure's on the Eagles. There's a lot of time to play, but it's on the Eagles fundamentally because it's on them to do something. The Raiders,
exactly.
If they wanted to, they could sit on the lead. They could, slow down the tempo. There's a lot of things they could do to try to milk the clock here.
Yeah, and they have that advantage at least in the start of this quarter, but, they still need to try to get an extension on their lead so they can have more cushion and not have to sit at a 1-point lead and eventually have this game tied.
And we've definitely seen it can happen, a multitude of ways for the Raiders. I mean, just when you think you have them pinned in their own zone, boom, there comes an 80-yard pass and then a goal. So, it doesn't matter where they are on the field. They can get things done in a hurry. Now we got Marshall streaking across the middle of the field. The offense is going to pull back here for the Eagles. Brandt picking up speed. Tries to swim to the outside. Charlton staying tight on his feet. Hits the cutter. And a bounce pass to the right of Sweeney. Now off the inbound, we'll have Brandt here at the 20. And Dosen with the motion. Once again, trying to ISO his way back. Another strip there from Owen Glade. That Definitely one of the bigger players there on the field. Hard to slip past if you're in attack. And the Eagles just kind of content here just to go ISO and reset. We'll have two players tumbling down.
No flag called on that one. Big break for the Raiders.
Solid no call there. Pass down low, doesn't connect. They got to swarm them here. Now the goaltender going out, running for the ball, out of position.
Sweeney back at the goal. That helps.
And now once again, we'll get a reset here.
2 flags for their own.
Well, that is the last thing you want to see with a 1-goal lead. Now there's Marshall. Got to watch out for Marshall.
Yeah, especially with the flag to their own. 1-point lead. This is dangerous for the Raiders right now.
Well, Nichols doing a good job at keeping them to the outside, not letting them get that cut towards the crease. Marshall loses the ball, scoops it up with one hand. Now cradling on the outside once again. Nichols staying tight on him.
Practically had a 3-man defense on him, and it worked out, and now looks like we'll get to see who's out on the penalty calls.
Aiden Larimer heading to the box. And looks like we'll have John Charlton getting subbed out. And some deliberation here from the referees. Either way, not good for the Raiders. You know, it's hard even at full strength to stop somebody like Marshall, but now when you're down a man, it's like trying to plug a leak. I mean, it's just going to come out somewhere else. You can't really stop the water pressure.
Right.
So really it falls on the goaltender Sweeney, because somebody's going to get a chance. When there's an open man like that, it might not be Marshall if you play good defense, tight defense on him, but they're going to get their chance somewhere. So it's really strenuous on the netminder. And we get the green light there from the ref at the 50.
Marshall's wide open right now. I wonder if the Raiders are going to at least get one guy on him, and it looks like they won't need to.
Well, maybe that's the threat of Marshall being on the field. Either way, Brandt is going to get goal number 2, and he's going to tie this one up with 9 minutes to go. It's 7-all.
Yeah, still plenty of time left for the Raiders to re-secure their lead and try to extend it, but, it's the final quarter. You only got 9 minutes left of regulation, and there's only so much you can do with that time, so you can't waste a single second now.
And that's the problem being down a man. I mean, as you see, the umbrella of defense has to get a lot smaller, so you're going to get a lot of these shooters closer to the net, and just kind of went bottom shelf on that one. But like you said, didn't even have to go to Marshall. Although if they did go to Marshall, I mean, he was in a real good spot because it didn't look like Glade was had his head on a swivel there.
The Raiders win that face-off.
And we'll get a couple of subs right off the face-off. Charlton back in the game. Working his way down the field with power. Cuts just past the goal line. Little screen set for him. Fires a shot. A little bit off the mark there. Now Thompson brings it in. That's definitely somebody to watch here on offense for Hastings. And we'll get a pickpocket there right off of Zach Schaefer. Schaefer earning it back. A little screen set there by Luke Charlton. Now Schaefer down the middle, switches hands, sends it over to the open man. Hagan driving in off the little give and go. Scoop there by Colin Duerkop. And tried to backhand it in along the near side. That one
Didn't work out well, but it stays in Raiders' possession. Well, yeah, it does.
Now the Raiders with no 2 or 1 goal cushion here, just an even game. Charlton really working his way in. Fires another shot off into the netting. Now it's the other Charlton, Luke Charlton, with the ball. Backed up in the end zone. Slips past Thompson. Now a race for the ball, a little shove from behind.
Staying Raiders' possession, but again, no flag called.
Got a wide open man there, and Thompson cuts to the middle, fires that one down low, and that one energizes the bench as Thompson is going to get goal number 5 here, his biggest goal of the game. That's going to give the Raiders back the lead.
Yeah, 8-7 lead now. Thompson just being an effective force on offense for the Raiders all night. You know, leading with 5 goals. Still got 7 full minutes left of regulation. So we'll see if he can get another shot to get in there and extend this lead for the Raiders.
Well, the Raiders know what it's like to play with a lead. They now know what it's like to play all tied up, and let's hope they can appreciate the lead a little more here as they try to close out the game. Not exactly a win on the faceoff there for the Raiders, but essentially a win when it comes to taking the possession there right off the faceoff. Charlton just getting swarmed there by defender in Reese Prelwitz. A little bit of a collision there. Hard swack from a long pull there on Charlton.
Yeah, Raiders definitely need to reconfigure their offensive strategy after that one.
Now Hastings down low. Little backhand in there, caught him sleeping. And now they're back to a 2-goal lead just like that.
9-7.
Who else but Alex Thompson? Welcome to the Alex Thompson show here. That's goal number 6. As we're finding out here in lacrosse, I mean, the fortunes can change rather quickly on the field.
Certainly.
Now just north of 6 minutes to go here. Back to the face-off circle. Ball's going to be scooped up there by Brandt. Brandt working his way around Larimer. Had some space over to a teammate. Off balance bounce shot, excuse me. Now back towards the umbrella. Got some orders there from the Eagles coach. Got a man in the middle of the defense there, and Schiller working his way towards the ball carrier there.
Nice
A shot
save
whip
by Sweeney.
Another great play by Sweeney as that one gets jettisoned off into the soccer goal. Glade defending. Glade forcing another loose ball. And we will get a whistle. I believe another timeout called here on the field. Well, definitely want to take this pause in the action to thank everybody tuning in on the Facebook stream. Great shot of us trying to stay comfy up here in the box. Always good to actually be in the box.
Oh, for sure. It's great. It's like perfect temperature night for that as well. You know, it's a little chilly for this mid-spring evening, but you know, not too hot in the box like it can usually get this time of year.
And there's Hunter,
our great sports director. Couldn't do this without him.
one of the best in the biz.
For sure. So yeah, 5 minutes left to go pretty much. Raiders got a 2-point lead. Looking to extend it, or at least hold it.
Well, and a 2-point lead is, as we saw, not safe for even 60 seconds. So the Raiders definitely going to have to still play strong here to close this one out. Home crowd starting to make some noise. Brandt driving in, stripped from behind, couldn't get a shot off there off of the defensive styling there of Zach Schaefer. Now there's Marshall with the ball. Up to Brandt, a little fake. Pulling it out, now back to Marshall. Down low in the corner. Shot going right across the bow there of the goaltender Sweeney and going out of bounds. And not only do we have a yard sale, but we have somebody with a stick that was snapped in half, so a little stoppage in play here.
Yeah, those will happen.
I've definitely broken a couple of sticks of opposing players in my days. Very thankful it never happened to me because lacrosse stick is not a very cheap thing.
No.
So my condolences to whoever is going to have to drop 120 on a new stick. Eagles staying crisp here with the passes as I jinx that one. But a tight defense playing pretty far out here for Hastings, really not giving a whole lot of space to some of these attacks and middies. Brandt drives in. Sweeney positioned up. That one's going to go out of bounds once again. It's going to stay here with the Eagles.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes to go. You have to wonder if they're going to take a shot here soon just to at least attempt a tie.
Well, and not that they don't have other scorers on the team, but you got to think that it's now or never for getting the ball to Marshall as we get another shot and another save there from Sweeney.
Yeah, great save again by Sweeney. I mean, obviously the scorer doesn't do his goaltending justice right tonight if you look at that alone, but he's been doing a fantastic job. There have been many attempts by the Eagles.
Real physical play there by 4 Hastings Raiders, making a middy there pay for that one, and Tate Christensen will get another stoppage of play, I believe another timeout here. Just a shade over 3 minutes to go here in regulation. Raiders trying to get their first win streak of the season.
Yeah, they won last Friday against Simley.
And again, like I said earlier, we're about at the halfway point of the season, but we got a long road stretch here for this Raiders lacrosse team. On Wednesday, they're going to be at Matamidi. Then on Saturday, May 15th, they're going to be at Woodbury. Come back next Tuesday on the road against, I guess, some sort of co-op there. I don't really know what that means, but they'll be facing some sort of co-op on May 18th. And then on the 19th and 21st, they're going to be on the road at Bloomington Jefferson and Cretin-Derham Hall. I believe we'll be back here, you and me, on Monday, May 24th for the season closer.
Yes.
Against Northfield.
Yes, I think that is correct. Gotta double check the schedule, but that sounds right.
And then Bloomington Kennedy, they play all home games to end the season at Providence Academy, Chaska, Shakopee, Robbinsdale, Armstrong, and Minneapolis. Not exactly which school in Minneapolis, but Minneapolis.
One of the many high schools in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that at least is something good for the Eagles. This is their last road game, and they at least have home field advantage, and they'll probably get a couple conference wins out of that.
Well, they're certainly still looking for their first conference win of the season.
Either way, they're not getting that here tonight.
No. But I think they will get it. I really,
Yeah, from what we've seen tonight, it's totally possible.
Yeah, this is a good team. In all likelihood, it looks like the Raiders are probably going to hold on and close this win out. But, there's a lot to like about this Eagles team.
Mm-hmm.
Charlton really laying down the leather there. Same with Schiller as that one just goes off into the rocks.
Yeah, just a little short of becoming a field goal.
Maybe he was thinking that would give him a 10-7 or a 10-9 lead.
Yeah, it's possible.
Now Brandt picking up speed. A little screen attempted there. Well, and we'd also like to thank the HCTV viewers over in Bloomington for watching this one. Now there's Marshall. He was trying to pull his way close. Glade ducking under that one. And the lead cut in half.
Yet again. Well, there's only a minute 36 seconds left for this regulation. So that's the advantage of the Raiders is, they don't have to worry about milking the clock for too long. But, still might want to try to get that one extra point to extend their lead safely, even with a short amount of time left.
And that's going to be the senior midfielder, Kieran Hafel Zastro. Well, I don't want to jinx it here, but, another goal from the Eagles, and we're going to overtime. For the Raiders, you got to clamp down here defensively. Not a lot of time to work with here for Bloomington Kennedy, but certainly a goal could happen at any time. Dosen flips it over to the new sub. And it's Brandt picking up speed. Cuts to the inside, switches hands, runs into some opposition there. Mad scramble here for the ball. And it's going to be scooped up in stride by Marshall, and they're going to draw a penalty. Boy, that is the worst.
Looks like they tripped up Marshall with one of their sticks, and that's definitely what hurt him. So if they get possession right here, yep, and the whistle's about to get blown. So 41 seconds left, and you got a player in the box.
And we will get a couple of subs for Hastings, but yeah, that is absolutely the last thing outside of a goal that you want to see happen in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And you hope that Marshall isn't too hurt on that one.
No, he got a little tripped up, but he's still on the field and, holding his own. So it looks like the whistles are blown for something.
Referees are going to talk about something here. Got high stakes mid-season lacrosse here under the bright lights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it looks like the clock wasn't stopped properly. They're going to add 4 seconds.
Got it.
Back to it. 39 seconds in regulation to go.
So, yeah, that's either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you want to look at it.
Well, again, all the pressure and the onus to do something falls here on the Eagles to try to get the equalizer, but the Raiders defense is really going to have to step up here. It's hard to ask Sweeney to do any more than what he's been doing tonight. You know, he has let some goals in. You're going to, you know, it's very rare that you allow 0 goals in a lacrosse game. It's going to happen. So he's been playing, you know, pretty much lights out here, but can't put it all on him in the final stretch here.
No, not at all.
And they will get the equalizer. Who else but Marshall, his 5th goal of the game. And again, I said you couldn't put it all on Marshall. You got to help him out defensively, and kind of an unimpeded shot there.
Right. So, yeah, 33 seconds left for the Raiders. They're just going to have to sprint down and try to get something going. Get the ball to Thompson, if no one else.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to have to be Thompson time here. But really, before any of that, it's going to have to come with a face-off win here. I mean, with 33 seconds to go, really whoever wins the face-off here might have the last shot of the game if they want it. And some weirdness happening there. The ball basically just given to the Eagles. And now they might have the potential game-winning shot here. Marshall's down low on the goal line extended. Pass back to Brandt. 5 seconds to go. They're going to have to get off a shot here. Marshall hit from behind. And
Sweeney
one final
it.
heave. And with that, looks like we're heading to overtime. 5 goals for Marshall in this game, but again, none bigger than the one there that sends it to overtime.
Yeah, that was the last guy. The Raiders wanted to have scoring a goal to tie it and send it into overtime, and that's exactly what happened with little time left here in the final quarter. So
and again, it kind of goes back to what I was saying before. I mean, it's got to be anybody else but Marshall. You know, and there have been, you know, 3 other players to score goals tonight for the Eagles, but, I mean, the majority of them getting done from Marshall. Guess I can quickly go over my unofficial stats here. We got 5 goals for Marshall, a goal for Brandt, a goal for Kieran Hafel-Zastro, and a goal for Joseph Workman. And then on the Raiders side, we got 6 goals for Alex Thompson, a goal for John Charlton, and 2 goals for Luke Charlton. Again, a non-conference game going on here, but maybe bragging rights for either the East or West Metro Conference.
exactly.
And obviously the Raiders right in the middle of the standing, so, you know, a win, even if it's non-conference, definitely would.
It's crucial, and certainly would help them out. So yeah, we only have 4 minutes on the clock here.
We got the coin toss there. Not exactly sure what all these hand signals mean.
Pretty sure it's just the refs reminding players the official rules of overtime.
I think now would be the most important time to have the D3 rules expert Jim Sturm down there with a lavalier mic.
Well, Jim Stern is a D3 rules expert, not a Minnesota State High School League rules expert, so just leave it at that.
That's true, but you know D3 is above high school, so maybe
It is.
maybe it translates. I don't know. He's not exactly the quickest learner, but either way,
Raiders getting quick possession there,
very quick possession. A couple of nice passes, a shot,
and it's in.
and it goes in. it looks like it's stuck on the white line. It went in by about half an inch, and that's going to be the game-winning goal here. Didn't take long, only 10 seconds. And the Raiders are going to be walk-off winners here, 10-9 over the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles.
A bunch of students joining them from their section.
I believe that was Luke Charlton, if I heard on the
Yes.
PA speakers. So that's going to be his third goal of the game, a hat trick for Luke Charlton. And boy, is that a climactic victory for the Raiders.
No time wasted. 10 seconds into the overtime, and the Raiders end this one.
I can appreciate that. There was no suspense. There was no missed shots by the Eagles in overtime. It was just plain and simple. Battling off the face-off, scooping the ball up. A couple of nice passes there by some of his teammates, and just a nice walk-off winner there, bottom shelf.
Sure.
An absolutely great visual down there on the field, as you can see on the camera. We're going to wrap this one up. The Raiders are going to win this one 10-9. Special thanks to Hunter Pinkey, Owen Ely, Theo Tollefson, Ian Andrusak, Max Slocum. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been HCTV Sports.